by the clock.
Absolutely. Everything just kind of works with a Mac.
Arigato.
다른
So?
오타쿠っぽくない?
So?
Buongiorno. Hello.
You see a long business trip. At Franklin Templeton, we saw regional air travel rising and invested in a commuter jet manufacturer ready to take off. A smart move for our fund shareholders. Perspective like this has made Templeton a pioneer in global investing. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective. Ask your advisor for a prospectus with investment goals, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Happening this morning, a pro-Hezbollah rally in Iraq. Take a look at some live pictures from Iraqi TV. Tens of thousands of Shia Muslims are gathering in Baghdad's Sadr city late last night. And another story, the voting in the U.S. Senate, voting on a bill could have raised the minimum wage. Didn't happen, though. It was voted down. Would have raised it by more than $2. The proposal included a tax cut for the wealthy. And might want to turn down that AC a little bit today. The sizzling heat wave finally breaking in the eastern half of the country. Expected relief from Boston to Atlanta. A little good news weather-wise. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Soledad O'Brien.
And I'm Rick Sanchez, filling in for Miles O'Brien. So good to be here again.
And it's nice to have you. Thank you very much. Let's talk a little bit about this expanded bombing campaign by Israel in southern Lebanon. Israeli warplanes are now targeting parts of northern Beirut, taking out several bridges. Brent Sadler has done a tour of parts of that area. He's live in Beirut for us this morning. Talk a little bit, Brent, about what you saw when you did that tour.
Good morning, Soledad. Yes, the Israeli Air Force bombed several bridges connecting Beirut to the northern Lebanese border with Syria. I just got back to the capital after surveying the damage. And I can tell you, seeing from these pictures, the level of destruction of the main bridge, about a 200-yard span, was quite devastating. The attacks happened, Soledad, in the Christian heartland of Lebanon, north of the Lebanese capital, and they haven't seen this sort of infrastructural damage since the start of this conflict more than 3 weeks ago. And it really has had the effect of galvanizing Christians who've been split over the issue of Hezbollah's arms and Hezbollah's role as a resistance movement within this country, now unifying Christians, according to some politicians there, because they have to stand as one as Israel continues to pound away at Lebanese infrastructure in this fashion. Officials here warning that the country, already under a state of siege, is now being dragged to its knees day by day. Soledad.
Brent, can you give us sort of a lay of the land, especially in the north now, about how many bridges are we talking about would link, you know, basically Syria and the northern suburbs there, and are you seeing devastation on all those bridges?
No, the main bridge, the one that I was just describing, that we've seen the pictures of, this multi-highway bridge, that's been completely cut, flattened. There's concern that there is somebody caught under that rubble, presumably dead, really, given the scale of devastation, according to eyewitnesses on the ground, but there's still a rescue effort going on right now. There are 3 other bridges that were hit. They are still passable, but in effect, this is an attempt by Israel, militarily speaking, to cut once and for all the main supply routes from Syria, from the north and from the east through the Bekaa Valley into Lebanon, possibly a supply line, the Israeli military would argue. But for the Lebanese as a whole, this deals another devastating blow to their psyche as they see day by day more of their infrastructure damaged. Already, the bill for this attack on the infrastructure runs at over $2 billion, and it's rising every single day. Soledad.
Brent Sadler for us this morning. Brent, thank you. He's in Beirut today. Israel's assault into southern Lebanon had some deadly consequences. Arab networks are now reporting that at least 3 Israeli soldiers were killed in the fighting with Hezbollah guerrillas. CNN's Matthew Chance joins us from northern Israel. Matthew, what's the latest from the border where you are?
Good morning, Soledad. Well, the fighting is still as ferocious as it has been over the past several days, with Israeli soldiers really battling with Hezbollah fighters in about 20 villages now, according to the Israeli military officials that we've spoken to, in southern Lebanon. They've really been pouring ground troops into that part of the country, possibly as many as 10,000 ground troops in southern Lebanon right now, fighting from village to village, from town to town, to try and establish what Israel wants to call its buffer zone in southern Lebanon, north of the Israeli border, a broad strip of territory which what's emerged out of the plans that have been coming from the Israeli government would be held onto by the Israeli forces, or at least controlled by them, until such times as a multinational force is decided upon at the United Nations Security Council, watching very closely developments there in the negotiations, and until it's actually deployed on the ground as well. And as you know, Soledad, that could take many weeks indeed for some kind of force to actually arrive there. And so we could see Israeli boots on the ground in southern Lebanon for some time to come, and that will undoubtedly mean clashes with Hezbollah fighters and casualties that are mounting on both sides. Soledad.
Matthew Chance for us with an update on what's happening in northern Israel. Matthew, thanks. Rick?
Some weather information that's turned into a serious story for many people around the country, and there's finally, we understand, some relief from this wave of heat in parts of the Northeast. Chad Myers is at the CNN Center to bring us up to date. What's going on, Chad?
Yeah, you picked a good week to go to New York, Rick.
Thanks, my friend.
Man, it has just been brutal all the way from Boston through New York and D.C., all the way down to Raleigh, and not so much Atlanta, because Atlanta is just always hot. But this was just a hot air mass that parked itself over the Northeast, including Detroit and Cincinnati. It's the same air mass that Omaha and Bismarck and Pierre, South Dakota had last week, and the same air mass that California had 2 weeks ago. Well, today it finally gets shoved offshore. 67 in Portland, 68 in Albany, 68 in Buffalo. That's where the cold air is already filtering in behind the cold front. Toronto, you only get to 81 today. New York, you get to 88. The cold front doesn't quite get to D.C. in time to make a perfect day for you, because you're going to get storms in the afternoon, and that's why your temperatures will be held down. Not so much that you don't have the humidity, it's still there for you, D.C. today. And this humidity goes away tomorrow, and your temperatures are exactly back to normal. 88 for D.C., 86 for Washington, and then also into New York. Current temperatures across the Northeast, though, you can see the cooler air across the Midwest. A beautiful morning shaping up in Denver. Not expecting too many airport delays in the morning, but all of the East Coast airports could be under the gun for a thunderstorm or two, and if you get one too close to an airport, that could make the delays possible. Back to you guys.
You know, it's interesting. I grew up in Miami. I live in Atlanta, but I've never seen it or felt it as hot as it has been this week in New York. So.
Absolutely right.
Welcome to New York, Rick.
I picked a good week, as he says. Thanks, Chad.
You're welcome.
Well, happening this morning, researchers at Colorado State University are saying that this hurricane season won't be as bad as earlier predicted, and it probably won't include a monster storm like Katrina either. But they say there is a good chance of at least one intense hurricane making landfall in the U.S. this year. More problems today for the flooded city of El Paso. Up to 2,000 people being asked to leave their homes because of a major dam in Mexico is on the verge of breaking, they say. The mayor says that if it happens, up to 6 million gallons of water could rush into the city. A 16-year-old Indiana girl got the surprise of her life when she crashed her SUV into a tree. More than 80,000 angry honeybees suddenly came swarming out. Firefighters used water and foam to fight the bees, but it wasn't enough. 2 people had to be hospitalized. Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, who's considering a run for the presidency in 2008, is already sounding like a candidate. At a speech in South Carolina yesterday, Huckabee spoke in favor of a ban on gay marriage. South Carolina voters will decide on a proposed amendment to the state's constitution. That comes up in November. American Idol winner Ruben Studdard doesn't need a huge audience to sing. Nope. In fact, sometimes just one person will do it. Studdard serenaded a 6-year-old Alabama girl with throat cancer yesterday. Eric Garrett met her idol through the Magic Moments organization. Her requested song, appropriate enough, I Need an Angel. Hundreds of people in Minnesota flipped, twisted, and jumped, hoping to make their way into the record books. Nearly 1,000 taking part in the event. The results still have to be certified for the largest number of simultaneous cartwheel records. There you go.
You've done cartwheels, I'm sure, right?
Oh, each and every day with joy. On Fridays, usually just about 10:01 a.m.
It's the right question on the right day.
Yes,
It's
it is.
all about timing.
Still to come this morning, why Microsoft says it wants hackers to try to crack into its newest Windows operating system. And he's going to mind your business with that just ahead.
Also, a look at the growing Hollywood backlash against Mel Gibson. One actor is even pledging to never work with Gibson again. We'll tell you who it is. We'll be back.
Guess what? Gray doesn't live here anymore. Or here, or here, or here. Because with L'Oreal's Excellence Cream, I not only get rich, radiant color, nothing covers gray better. First, an Excellence pre-treatment preps hair, then an applicator comb targets grays, from root to tip to temples, and a creamy, non-drip formula. And Excellence is so conditioning, even on those wiry little ones. Triple protection, brilliant color, and not a gray in sight. We're so worth that. Excellence Cream, only by L'Oreal Paris.
It's not the air inside your car you should be thinking about. It's the air in your tires. Check the pressure every month.
Mario Andretti and Firestone remind you.
Check your tires.
eLoan's loan consultants don't make money based on the rate of your loan, so you get the rate you deserve. No wonder home buyers are so excited about eLoan. That's just one of the revolutionary ways we're changing the lending industry. eLoan, radically simple.
You can plan your life. Life moves fast, and as your responsibilities grow, SUSA will be there for you when you get married, buy a home, or start a family. SUSA Life Insurance will be there to help protect you and your loved ones with affordable term life insurance protection. For $844 per month, you can get $100,000 of term life insurance with rates that will stay level for 10 years, guaranteed. Coverage to help protect your family and your budget. Call the toll-free number on your screen and ask for a free information packet. You'll be glad you did. With term life insurance from SUSA, you can plan your life and build your future for just pennies per day. Call now and receive this free planning guide as our gift. With SUSA, you can.
Let SUSA help make your dreams come true.
Can you choose to be inspired? Or does inspiration choose you? Inspiration can't be summoned. It's all around us, just waiting to be recognized. Inspired by Summer. Designed by Ethan Allen. Discover how our free design service will inspire you.
As the barrage from Hezbollah continues into Israel, and Israeli aircraft launched dozens of airstrikes overnight, we continue to update on what's happening in the Middle East. In fact, one of the first targets on Israel's hit list was Hezbollah's Al-Manar TV. Israel says it's a propaganda tool for Hezbollah. Ibrahim Moussaoui is the chief editor of Foreign News for the Hezbollah station. Nice to see you, sir. Thanks for talking with us. Let's begin with some of the numbers if we can. The numbers that we have, roughly 644 Lebanese civilians and soldiers